Ask, and ASK once again. What's up, 23% Nation? It's your man, Coach D. And guys, today I gotta let the cat out of the bag. A few days ago, yours truly was bitten by the forgiveness bug. And as a result, guys, I got a really bad case of forgiveness fever. Now, some of you may be wondering, how in the world does forgiveness fever manifest itself in the human body? Well, you end up forgiving everybody for everything. That's right, guys. Forgive everybody for everything. So that is the preface into I got into a fight on Forgiveness Day Part 6. So let's go ahead and dive right on in. Okay, now please remember this. Very important stuff. It's one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself to forgive. Forgive everybody. And that is a quote from the famous Maya Angelou. Sounds like she knew a thing or two about forgiveness, and so should we. Okay, now before we get into today's tip from Coach D, all right, guys, we have to very quickly recap the initial event that started this whole video series. Guys, remember, there was a gentleman who was actually participating in the 23% challenge. And on day 5, which happens to be Forgiveness Day, he ended up getting into a fight with his girlfriend. Now, we don't know if it was a verbal conflict or a physical confrontation, but whatever the case may be, it didn't go as planned. So that being said, I've come up with this video series to help address anyone or my man to help you out, to make sure that your 23% challenge or maybe just your forgiveness day goes smoothly, so that it goes as planned without any type of physical or verbal altercations. Okay, so guys, let's dive into tip number 6. All right, so tip number 6 simply says to ask yourself. Now, what am I asking myself, Coach D? Ask yourself this one question before talking to this individual. Ask yourself, how did I contribute to the situation? That's right, guys. Remember something. On Forgiveness Day, you basically are going into the lion's den to confront the lion head on. So, before you walk into that cave or that den, all right, you want to be prepared and just ask yourself, how did I contribute to that situation? Now, in order for you to come up with a very, shall we say, good answer, all right, try considering the following. Try to be objective. And when I use the word objective, really what I'm talking about is, how can I be fair? How can I be just? How can I be unbiased or impartial in my perspective of what initially took place? Also, consider this. Remove the victim label. You see, guys, it's very easy for the average person to simply sit back and say, oh, you did this to me. I don't like it. I can't believe you did that. I'm the victim, right? But once again, we're trying to figure out how we contributed to the initial situation. So if you can remove that victim label, that'll help you figure out exactly how you contributed to the situation. And one other thing that you may want to consider in answering this question is this. We are all co-creators of our realities. That's right, guys. Now, when I use the word co-creator, what that simply means is that we are basically half, okay? We are half of what's happening to us. Now, you may be wondering, well, where does the other half come from? Well, the other half usually comes from the people that you most closely associate yourselves with. So that could be your friends, That could be your family members. It could also be your coworkers or colleagues. That's right. So remember, what's most important is that you ask yourself, how did I contribute to the initial situation? In other words, what am I forgiving or what am I asking forgiveness for? All right. And once again, try to be objective. Definitely remove the victim label. Okay. And always understand that you, or shall I say we, are co-creators of our realities. Okay. And always remember this, that like attracts like. So if you are emotionally vibrating at a very low frequency, then yes, you will also attract other people, situations, and circumstances that vibrate at an low emotional frequency. Conversely, if you are vibrating at a very high emotional frequency, then you will also attract people, places, and things and situations and circumstances that also vibrate at a very high emotional frequency. So guys, yes, like does attract like. Okay? So to conclude this, ask yourself that one question. How did I contribute to this situation? Think it over long and hard, and I'm sure you can come up with an amazing answer. Guys, I want to thank you for listening. I definitely want to thank you for watching. And as always, please remember this. Eat well. When you eat well, you feel well. And when you feel well, you can think well. And when you think well, you do well. And all of that adds up to us being well. Guys, this is Coach D, and of course, I got my question of the day. So here's our question of the day. I hope you're prepared because this is a great one. Is it possible to be unbiased within the concept of forgiveness? We have inquiring minds, me and the rest of the 23% nation. We want to know. So once again, the question of the day is it possible to be unbiased within the concept of forgiveness? Now, whether your answer is yes or no, please state why. I want to know what's your reasoning for saying yes and also what's your reasoning for saying no. All right. So guys, once again, this is your boy Coach D. This is part 6. Definitely stay tuned because part 7 is coming your way very soon. Take care and God bless.